Welcome to the Fab Female Nutrition Podcast, episode 163. Hey there, I'm your host, Wendy Hill, and I'm a nutritional therapist and expert in female hormone health. I specialise in helping women gain confidence and understanding their bodies, allowing them to shine. This podcast allows me to share the knowledge I've built up, along with bringing you guest experts to support you in your journey. Hi guys, how are you all doing? I hope you're all well. Some of you may have noticed that the podcast is coming to you on a different day. Normally, we are live on a Wednesday, or released on a Wednesday, not live, released on a Wednesday. But this week, our release date is Tuesday, and that's to coincide with World Menopause Day. So World Menopause Day is always the 18th of October, and October is Menopause Awareness Month, but it's every month in the Fab Female world. But today I thought I would release a podcast just a day early to sort of coincide with that. And we did the same last year. And if you want to go back and listen to my episode from last year, it was episode 110, episode 110. So you go to hillstart.me.uk/110. And I make absolutely no excuses for doing another menopause specific podcast. Every time I talk about it, I will kind of take on different experiences. It might be that I'm with a different group of people. They might ask me different questions. Obviously, you guys can't specifically ask me when I'm doing a podcast, but I do draw on conversations that I've had with friends, with clients, on my social media accounts. I do draw on those when I'm recording these episodes. So they do both stand alone. So like I said, even though I am recording another very specific World Menopause Day podcast, it is different. And next year I will not, I will not apologize again, and I will do the same thing again. And I fully expect me to be talking about something slightly differently, because that will be the questions that I've had. One of the things that surprises me most about working in the field that I do of perimenopause, or helping women through midlife, is still how little women know about perimenopause, menopause, signs, symptoms, and when they might be in that period. When most practitioners, when the media and things like that are talking about, signs, symptoms, and they talk about the signs and symptoms of menopause, they're actually talking about perimenopause. And I think perimenopause is a bit that is kind of the confusion, really, because it's not specific. It's not a specific amount of time. It's a little bit, if you listen to my puberty, one of Menopause's Puberty in Reverse episode, how long does puberty last? Well, how long does menopause last? Perimenopause lasts it. Look, how long did perimenopause last? Well, it depends on you, on when you first start to recognize it. And it is different for everyone. The reason that lots of women say that they don't believe they're in perimenopause is because they're still having a monthly bleed, and a fairly regular monthly bleed. And we don't really associate the signs of the perimenopause until we start to get that fluctuation in our bleed, that irregularity to the cycle. But actually, that doesn't have to happen. And also, so many of us now are taking contraceptive means, having contraception that is affecting our natural cycle. My personal journey for contraception, I don't mind sharing, is that I had an implant at the age of 30. I always knew I didn't want children. And at 30, I went to see my doctor to ask him what my options were. Didn't like the idea of a coil at the time, because I was told that it got to be changed every 3 years. I didn't really understand a lot about this. I wasn't as educated then as I am now. I didn't have a period from about 2 months after I had the implant fitted, and I had my implant taken out about 6 weeks before my 50th birthday. So I didn't have a period for 20 years. And I thought that was amazing until I realized it probably wasn't. And the point of that story is that many of us are so out of touch with our own natural cycle due to contraception methods such as the pill, the coil, the implant, that we don't know when we are having a natural bleed. And even if we have these devices taken out, it can take a long time for those hormones to settle down. I still, a year later, have not had a bleed. I don't know whether I have gone through menopause or whether I am still in that perimenopause period. And as we're approaching sort of those midlife years, I want you to really start thinking about your exercise regime. So if you are doing lots and lots of high intensity workouts, you might want to rethink those a bit. Bringing in things like yoga and strength training are really positive things that you can do to improve your transition. HIIT and high intensity workouts are really good for our cardiovascular health. So I'm not saying to stop them altogether, but as we age, things like our skeletal muscle, so for doing strength exercises and from things like yoga are really important to healthy aging, help with insulin levels, help with the actual health of our skeleton, so our bone mineral density, the better our muscle composition, often the better it correlates with our bone mineral density. And also things like yoga can help bring down that sympathetic nervous system. So, that fight or flight. If we're really stressed and we are running, constantly running on cortisol, then doing things like yoga can activate the parasympathetic nervous system and help bring that down, bring inflammation down, bring stress levels down as well, can help with sleep as well. So trying to really rethink about your exercise regime. That constant hit can actually be detrimental to your health. Also, it's not always the best for weight loss as well, because again, the stress encourages our body to store kind of fat. So start to, again, if this is all about supporting our body's natural function, and if we are having excessive toxins, it's putting our liver under a lot of stress. And if it's clearing out toxins, it's not clearing out excess estrogen, excess progesterone, excess testosterone, whatever, excess cortisol, whatever hormones might be in there that shouldn't be, so we can create that balance. The liver isn't going to be able to do that if it's also clearing out loads of toxins as well. So I really encourage you to rethink your beauty regime. Go and have a look at the products that are in your beauty bag. Are they clean? Are they natural? And if they're not, then start to get them changed. Ask for good quality natural healthcare products for Christmas, for your birthday. Treat yourself every now and again when you're changing them up. And also think about your household cleaning things as well. So what toxins are you kind of using to clean the house with, and finally food. So buy an organic if you can, definitely organic with meat. If you're going to be consuming meat, it should always be organic and free range. And then if you can with your vegetables and things as well, then trying to have as much organic and as much local produce as you can will really reduce that toxic load on your body. We can't do a lot about some of the things. If you live near a main road, there's not a great deal you can do about that. But if you clear up everything you can do, then you'll be surprised how much of a reduction in that toxic load it will be for your body, and your liver will work better. And I think part of the reason that I kind of have improved my perimenopause symptoms, but also that I notice so significantly when I have something like alcohol, is because I've cleaned everything else up. And so when I have that, I notice the effect of it. I notice the effect of caffeine, because it is a toxin coming into my body where, I'm not an angel by any means, but I have sort of cleared all of those up. So I hope this week has helped you a little bit, giving you some sort of explanations and some better understanding as to when you might be in perimenopause, how long perimenopause lasts, and then, of course, how we can do things throughout our midlife to support that journey. And the earlier you start, the better. And don't, just do what you can. Just think about those 5 things. They're not particularly hard, are they? Think about cleaning up your diet as best you can, reducing stimulants, coffee, sugar, and alcohol, prioritizing your sleep, rethinking your exercise regime to support your body rather than encourage that drive, that stress, and reduce the amount of toxins that you are consuming. Nice, simple things. Doesn't have to be difficult. Just, change one thing at a time. What one thing can you do today that is going to support that journey and tick one of those 5 boxes. I'd love it if you shared me what you're going to do. Have I inspired you to make a change? Do share with me over on my social media channels. We'll be talking about menopause all this month as usual, but particularly on World Menopause Day today. If you can share something that you're going to do, support your journey through perimenopause and beyond, that would be fabulous. And hopefully we will inspire a generation behind us. Thanks for listening, guys. Take care. Thank you for watching this excerpt of this week's Fab Female Nutrition podcast. If you'd like to listen to the full episode, then the link is in the notes below.